What is your town infamous for? Being one of the last cities in Texas to desegregate schools. 1995. We also have a big bike race. AKA dox yourself for clout. Stevie Ray Vaughan lived in my hometown for a couple years. He said he learned to huff paint while he was there. The Simpsons. Oktoberfest. The Canadian version. Well, not just the place I'm from, but random feet in sneakers washing up on shore. Has been happening for decades now. Thought to be a result of people who died in the ocean. Their bodies eventually coming apart. And the buoyant sneakers keeping their feet afloat to wash up. But there are of course some much creepier theories. Being the first major metropolitan city to go into bankruptcy and receivership. Oh, and for a mayor who stole money from the taxpayers. Cheated on his wife with strippers. And may have also killed a stripper. Oh, and we are also infamous for 8 Mile, aka the street that now has a bunch of weed dispensaries on it. Watery chili on spaghetti noodles covered in a pound of cheese. The town I grew up in was infamous as the town the farthest north with an active KKK chapter. Secondary claims to fame. About 70% Polish immigrants and the fact that the leader of the American Nazi Party was the Republican nominee for the House a few years ago. Those last two are kind of paradoxical if you think about the irony of Polish immigrants mainly supporting the Nazi Party. Infamous? It's generally thought of as racist with really bad traffic and hot weather. But in reality, it's not that racist and the weather is okay. But yeah, the traffic is actually even worse than people think. Grizzly bear attacks. A big ship that sank on her first go out. Happiest place on earth that packs you like sardines. Don't live there anymore. But the town I grew up in is known for the place where they used to weigh witches. The master of weighing didn't accept bribes. So people that were accused countrywide would opt to be weighed in Udawater. No one has ever been declared a witch after being weighed there. The place where they weighed the accused women is a small museum now, and you can get yourself weighed on the scale there. Also known for the rope factory where they used to make shipping ropes for companies like the VOC. And I think it also played a big part in the Spanish War in 1575. Also, it got its city rights in 1265, making it the oldest city in the Green Heart of the Netherlands. Drunk hillbillies having a gunfight with aliens. No. Seriously. Well, Dharma. Cheap weed. I grew up in Richwood, Kentucky. Zip code 41094. I haven't lived there in 20 years. The community has since gone back to being called Walton, which is how they finally have a population pushing 5,600. People don't speak about it. But my house fell on the property line of what was the Gaines family estate. The property had since changed owners. But this property was at one point called the Maplewood Estate. And during the days of transatlantic chattel slavery, a woman named Margaret Garner lived as an enslaved person on this very property. Now, that name may not ring any bells for you. But her daughter was the subject of a book that became a movie. And in that book, Margaret Garner's child was known by a simpler name. She was called Beloved. Our schools, allegedly, were modeled off of prisons in the 1960s. And a lot of ghost stories. So many that a book was made just listing all of them. It's so boring even introverts are moving away. Clams. Yes. I said clams. Meth. We kinda started the Civil War. Grimace. JFK's head exploded here, so woman shrugging. They filmed Jaws 2 here. This weird polyamorous community. Evidently no one is jealous of each other. Freaking strange. My hometown is best known for, if only known for, producing one of the Miss Americas from the 90s. Kelly Clarkson. Murdering prostitutes. Let's pretend it's Fixer Upper and Chip and Joanna. Largest mass execution in U.S. history. The creation of Ford Motor Company Tears of Joy. The hose on 7th Street. Oh. And we were in an Eminem video because of a fist fight at the courthouse. Serial killer. Drunkest city in the U.S. Gangs, shootings, and daily crime. I live in Dallas, so being the cause for the drug wars currently happening in Stockholm. You probably won't figure out the city based on American articles alone. But in Sweden pretty much everyone knows what city it is. Novichok attack. 1800s gold rush. Highest property taxes in the region, in a state with the highest property taxes. Was known for something kinda neat in the 50s, but now it's breweries per capita. Drake. My ex. Witch trials. The garbage plate. Meth and car theft. Killing and robberies. Piety the IFT. Having one of the largest crime rates in Arkansas, which would probably be the most if the town itself wasn't so small.